Hey, how's it going? All right, there's this little clip here I wanted to talk about. It's headline news, and they're talking about Zimmerman and DMX. And this guy that you see on the screen right now is the promoter. He promotes fights, and he's obviously not doing it for charity. He wants some money. But George is offering to do this for charity. So let's take a little listen. We'll talk about it.
Because, the controversy and so forth.
All right, speaking of controversy, obviously George Zimmerman, extremely controversial. We know him,
Yes.
and he is famous because he shot and killed an unarmed teenager. He was found not guilty. But are you concerned at all about, you do these celebrity things, and they're usually kind of fun. This man, though, has killed an unarmed young man. A lot of people think that it was a crime. The jury did not. Are you concerned at all about that aspect of all of this?
Well, sure. It's a lot of concern, with me and, reputation, what we're trying to bring here. But it's all about having fun with the matches. I'm not getting into his trial, so forth, what happened. I feel terrible about the whole situation, what did occur. But, I'm all about, branding and building my company. It's all I know how to do is promote or boxing, and this is what I do.
Okay. When is the fight scheduled?
So my point is, and the way I've been feeling about this whole thing, is that George is going to throw the fight. So we'll see that, here shortly. If it happens, that it'll be pretty obvious, I think. George is heavier than this guy, so he should have an easy time. And remember, the only reason Trevon was able to get an upper hand on George was because he sucker punched him. And I don't know if most of you people out there had been in fights before in your past or when you were growing up, but anytime you get sucker punched, it it is a huge blow to your opportunity to win the fight. In fact, I've always uh, been taught as a child that the first punch is the most important punch, and a sucker punch is the best because if you knock the guy off his senses, then you can get down and really bust him up before he gets a chance to do anything to you. And that's pretty much what happened with George. I understand exactly how it is because I've been sucker punched in my lifetime. And when that happened, I learned don't ever let that happen again because that turns the tables. You might be bigger and stronger, but if a younger, smaller guy comes up and sucker punches you, then he's going to get the upper hand. And that's what happened. So in this case, DMZ is not going to get an opportunity to sucker punch George. But I really believe that George is planning on throwing this fight because he thinks that the American people, at least the ones that hate him so much, will see some sympathy and, let this thing go. If George is listening to me, I would say, forget that. Forget that. These people, the people that hate you, George, will always hate you. And nothing that you say or do will ever change that. My personal opinion is if you go in the ring with this guy and you lose, then it's gonna be blood in the water. It's like sharks circling. They're gonna see this and they're gonna be hungry for more. If you win, then they're gonna be pissed. And this is gonna be a whole new thing. So I don't see how this is a win for George, other than the fact that he's gonna show that the rest of the world that he's not a wimp, because a lot of people have been saying he's a wimp. So it's gonna give him that opportunity. But like I said before, I don't think he's going to take that opportunity. I think he's going to throw the fight.
And you know boxing a lot better than I
Right.
do. Who do you think could win this fight?
Well, next, it's scheduled for March 15th. We're getting several offers. We'll see what comes by. And people can check it out at WXENT.com. So WXENT.com for more info. It's going to be an interesting match. I mean, DMX was supposed to fight before. Zimmerman says he's training. We'll see what happens.
All right.
The problem I see here for DMX is he's in his 40s, and George is not. George is in his 20s. George is heavier than him. DMX is a little longer, so he has the the reach. So he might be able to reach George. My feeling is though that if George gets him on the ground, DMX isn't going to have a chance. George has been practicing this ground and pound stuff, and without the uh, the blow, the secret blow, the sucker punch that Trevon got in, there's just not a chance. So that's my personal opinion, and I think that George is going to throw the fight. It's kind of a stupid thing.
Right. We appreciate you coming on. And, this is,
We'll
people
get you
are
as the
always
referee.
interested. Whenever George Zimmerman does something, people are interested in hearing about it. Some folks are a little upset that he gets all this publicity.
So who's getting upset? It's pretty obvious that the people that are upset with his publicity are the people that made the publicity possible. All the people that threw a fit. Don't they understand that all this is giving George the celebrity status? That all the race baiters and the George haters, don't they see that? I don't know. Anyhow, my personal opinion is that I think DMX might back out just out of concern that, it's a no-win situation for him too. I mean, chances are he's not going to beat George unless George throws the fight. If George throws the fight and it's obvious, then people are going to laugh at DMX, and everybody's going to know that it was a thrown fight and that George would have whooped his ass if he would have tried. Now, that's my personal opinion. So, you guys tell me what you think. Leave a comment on the bottom, thumbs up, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later. Bye.